3 trips to the bathroom every night, down to 1. Blood pressure that finally came off the ceiling. And a creatinine number that for the first time in 2 years simply stopped climbing. That was Walter, 69, a retired route driver outside Toledo, about 8 months after he changed almost nothing in his life except what sat on his snack plate. I want to be careful with my words here, because this is exactly where a lot of people online start making promises they can't keep. Walter's creatinine did not return to normal. It didn't reverse. It stopped rising and held steady, and his nights got quieter. But the thing he told me he valued most wasn't on the lab sheet at all. It was that he'd stopped feeling like a spectator, watching his kidneys fail from the sidelines, and started feeling like he had a hand on the wheel again. I'll be just as honest about the other ending, because I've watched it too many times. Someone hears all of this, means to start, never quite does, and turns up 12 months on with a worse report and a shorter list of choices left. The difference between those two people is almost never willpower, and it's almost never money. It's that one of them made a single small change the same week, while it was still fresh, and the other one waited for a someday that never arrived. So here's the one idea that ties all 5 of these snacks together, and it's the thing I most want you to keep after everything else fades. Every one of these foods works by doing the same job. It lowers the workload on your kidneys' filters. That's the whole secret. Your kidneys hold about 1 million tiny filters called nephrons, and in kidney disease you slowly lose them and can't grow them back. So the entire game is protecting the ones you still have by asking them to do less. The egg whites give you protein that leaves behind less waste for those filters to clear. The grapes and the cauliflower bring compounds that help quiet the slow, smoldering inflammation that scars those filters over the years. The macadamias help defend the small vessels that carry blood into the kidney to be cleaned. And every way we prepared them, leaching the potatoes, cooking without salt, whole fruit instead of juice, does one thing. It keeps potassium, phosphorus, and sodium from piling up in a system that can no longer sweep them out on schedule. And that should change how you hear one word at your next appointment: creatinine. For years you were probably told it's just a damage score, a verdict read off a page. It's more than that. Think of it as a live meter of the load you're placing on those filters. And that meter responds to what's on your fork at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You didn't get here by being careless. Kidney disease at this stage is usually the long tail of decades of high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and aging vessels, things that were moving long before you had any reason to look. That's not on you. But the workload starting tomorrow morning that you can move. And moving it is one of the few levers in this whole disease that stays in your hands. No prescription, no copay, no one's permission needed. Here's why catching this early is everything. More than 1 in 7 American adults are living with chronic kidney disease right now, and according to the CDC, about 9 in 10 of them have no idea. It hides, it doesn't hurt. By the time it whispers, through foam in the toilet, swollen ankles, those nighttime bathroom trips, it's often further along than anyone guessed. Which is exactly why what you do at the snack plate, early, matters so much more than people think. So what do you actually do tonight? Let's make it concrete. First, jot a short shopping list right now, before the moment passes. A bag of red grapes, plain liquid egg whites, 2 potatoes, a single cauliflower, and raw macadamias with no salt on them. 5 items. Second, don't try to add all of them at once. Trying to fix everything by Monday is how people end up fixing nothing by the weekend. Start with just one swap. Your afternoon snack becomes half a cup of red grapes and a few macadamias, and repeat it until it's automatic. That alone counts. Third, this week, learn to leach a potato. Peel it, cut it, and let the pieces sit in water for a few hours so much of the potassium leaches out. Then cook them fresh. Nobody ever teaches this step, and it quietly gives you back a food you'd written off for good. Fourth, and this is the quiet giant, get strict about 2 words on labels: sodium and anything with phosphate in it. Here's what most people never hear. The phosphorus that's added to processed food as a preservative is absorbed by your body almost completely, close to 9 parts in 10, while the natural phosphorus in real food is absorbed far less. So a frozen dinner or a processed cheese can load your blood with far more phosphorus than the number on the panel suggests. And high phosphorus over time pulls calcium out of your bones and stiffens your vessels. Season with herbs, lemon, and a little olive oil instead of salt, and treat the word phosphate on an ingredient list as a stop sign. Fifth, the one that ties it all together. Don't skip a single appointment, stay on your blood work, and learn to read your own report. The creatinine, the GFR, the potassium, the phosphorus, so the numbers stop being a mystery. Food like this rides alongside your medical care. It never replaces it. And that leads to the most important line in this whole video, because there's a point where this stops being a kitchen choice and becomes a phone call. If your disease has reached stage 4 or stage 5, or a doctor has ever flagged your potassium as too high, please don't remake your whole diet off of a video, mine very much included. In advanced kidney disease, potassium has to be matched precisely to your kidney function, because when potassium climbs too high, a condition called hyperkalemia, it can throw off your heart's rhythm, and that can turn dangerous fast, sometimes with almost no warning. Grapes, potatoes, even certain nuts carry potassium, so what protects one person's kidneys can strain another's heart. That's not a reason for fear. It's a reason to bring this video to your kidney specialist or a renal dietitian and build your own version of the plan together, with your labs in front of you. So here's what I hope you carry out of tonight. A creatinine number that keeps rising is not a sentence you sit and accept. You've just been handed 5 plain, cheap foods from any grocery store, and one idea that reorganizes all of them. Lower the workload, protect the filters you have left. Your kidneys have worked for you every second since before you were born, without once asking for thanks. Tonight you get to start working for them. So before you go, 3 quick things. Put one of these 5 in your cart this week, for real, not on some future trip. Give this a like if it explains something your last hurried visit never had the minutes for. And drop a comment with your age and your latest creatinine or GFR, because that's what tells me the video to build for you next. Look after yourself, and look after those 2 quiet filters that never stop working for you.